Come on, Millie Edwards.
How about a hot teal? Cold duck and hot teal. I love those pictures you said.
I can't help it. God makes me want to sing. I can't help it. God makes me want to sing. Makes me feel so good I can do most anything. I am loving every living thing. I can see the face of God on paupers and kings. We're all precious, no one less or more. We've all got the same treasures in store. I'm loving everything. I can't help it. God makes me want to sing. I can't help it. God makes me want to sing. Makes me feel so good I can do most anything. I'm believing in my guiding light. No matter what comes, it always turns out right. I just dig right down to how I feel, then take a big breath and grab the reel. I'm believing in the guiding light, and I can't help it. God makes me want to sing. I can't help it. God makes me want to sing. Makes me feel so good I can do most anything. I am rising to a higher place with the wind in my back and a smile upon my face. I am living my dream a little more each day, and it keeps getting easier to find a way. I'm rising to a higher place. I can't help it. God makes me want to sing. I can't help it. God makes me want to sing. Makes me feel so good I can do most anything.
Yes. Let's all stand, because I know you want to.
I'm thankful, so grateful. I am one in the spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I'm thankful, so grateful. I am one in the Spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I surrender, I surrender. I am one in the Spirit all around me. I surrender, I surrender. I trust in God. I surrender, I surrender. I am one in the Spirit all around me. I surrender, I surrender. I trust in God. I am the light, I am alive, I am alive in this world. I am a light, I am a light, I am alive in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. We are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. We are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright.
Good morning, Unity Church of Overland Park. Good morning, good morning. You all got your boats docked out? A lot of rain.
A little bit.
A lot of rain. And so, what a beautiful truth for us to know that we are the lights and that we shine so brightly even on the dark and cloudy days. So we give a warm welcome to Millie Edwards. Thank you so much for being here. Reverend Fred and the UCOP band. Today we have James Albright and Terry Swope helping us to shine our lights as the presence and joy of music.
It's been a couple weeks since we've been back together up here. It feels good.
Yeah.
It's coming back.
It's coming
It's
back.
coming back.
A little
Yeah, how about-
Get the rest off.
Opening
It's good
prayer?
to have you back.
Well, thank you.
And I know they had you back last week, but I wasn't here.
Well, you know,
So-
we missed you.
Oh, thank you.
We missed you.
I missed you for like 84 years that you were gone.
She sends me a text with this woman from the Titanic, the one that the story was about, and it says, it's been 84 years after I'm only halfway through my vacation. So, you know, it's like...
Which was like 10 days.
Yes. So, anyway.
So day 5. But it is a good joy to be here with you today.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Want to pray?
Let's pray.
All
Let's
right.
center this space. Let's bring our hearts and our minds together right here, right now, in this joyful knowing that there is one presence, one power, and we are it in expression. So we give thanks for this day, for this is the day that we as God co-create, and we are glad in it. And so wherever you are today, if you're here in the room or if you're tuning in from the balcony on Facebook or YouTube, watching with us now or in the future, we call you into this sacred prayer, into the joy of this morning, into the promise and the truth that God is. And because God is, we are. We allow this truth to seep its way into the depth of our soul and to rise back into the sunlight of truth and into expression so that all that we see or greet or meet gets to taste that truth through our words and our actions. And in this way, we connect one to another in that sacred way that is always rooted in the truth of our oneness. So it is in this knowing and in this joy and in this truth that we speak, proclaim, and claim one of our foundational affirmations. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God, the source of all good.
And this morning we continue in this prayerful energy and acknowledge the prayer requests that have been sent to us by many different means possible, and we just trust and know that God is moving through each and every person's life. But I really want to focus as well this morning on those that are moving through the challenges brought forth by the storms that have been moving through this country, and in particular the midsection of the country over the last few days. And whether it be just the heavy rains or the damaging wind and hail, and of course the tornadoes that have touched down and caused such devastation, we want to unfold all those that have been impacted in any way. We hold them in our hearts, we hold them in our prayers, and we let go of the questions that often come to our minds, like why? Why this path and not that path? Why? How? When? What? And we just let go of those concerns and worries as best we can, or hold a space for those that are struggling with letting that go. And just surrender into God's presence within us and everywhere around us, knowing that as soon as a heart speaks a desire, the universe in all of its many ways and forms just goes into action to bring forth the support, the comfort, the meeting of whatever need there may be today and through whatever time ahead, as rebuilding takes place, as healing takes place. For we are indeed one with each other in spirit, and that is what moves us through those darker days. And so we do shine our lights, and we know that those lights extend beyond these four walls and are touching the hearts of those who need it the most. And for that truth, and for so much more that is possible in and through spirit, we say, thank you, God. And so it is.
Thank you,
Amen.
God.
Get ready, here they come. Get ready, here they come. Get ready, here they come.
Good morning, I'm Ellis.
And I'm Laura, and we have a few announcements for you. Our Yarn Blessings group will meet next Sunday, May 5th at 2 p.m. in the cafe area just outside the sanctuary. The first Sunday is their teaching class, and everyone is welcome to attend. If you are not aware, crocheted items that the group donates to the church are available each week on the table in the back for a love offering. And 10% of all items created are donated to the outside organizations in support of their mission and good works.
Nominations to serve on our Leadership Council are now being received. If you feel called to apply for nominations, applications are available on and due back to the church by noon Friday, May 10th. If you wish to have the nominating committee consider another member, please be sure that that person is willing to serve, and then contact the church office to submit their name. The application form is available online or on our website and in the e-news. Printed copies are also available upon request, and I might say, as a former Leadership Council member, it is a blessing to serve and a wonderful way to serve the church. And now I'd like to invite Reverend Jackie forward for a special share.
Thank you, Ellis. So you've been hearing us talk about the Nehemiah event, and Reverend Eileen shared a lot about that last week as well. But I want to remind you today to put it on your calendar if you haven't done that yet. Tuesday, May 7th, from 6 to 7:30. 29 congregations from Johnson County, including Unity Church of Overland Park, will gather. Our goal is to gather 1,500 people between us to present the initiatives to the Johnson County Board of Commissions. And we have a very special feather in our cap. Early last week, we learned that Reverend Eileen, who serves on the board of the Good Faith Network, has been asked to be one of the presenters during that evening. Now, she will want me to clarify, she's not going to be preaching, she's not going to be teaching, she's not going to be rallying for any of the initiatives. I mean, she will be, she has been. But she's going to be giving us the rules. Can I get an amen? You know, there's something about leadership. If you've been a teacher, you know this rule. You give the special assignments to the people you want to keep an eye on. You bring them into leadership. And so I'm trying not to make up a story about why the representative from Unity Church of Overland Park is the one who's giving the rules for the evening. I don't think that's a reflection of us and who we are, but I'm just in the question about that. She's watching us. You know, it wants to make sure that we listen extra careful. So it'll be from the voice of Reverend Eileen, and it's such a sacred and important part. I'm making light of it, but it is really important for us to come together in agreement of how we will show up, at that meeting, because what we want is to use that hour and a half that 1,500 people from the county have made time to show up and unite in one voice before the Johnson County Board of Commissions, county commissioners, to address the 3 issues that we have committed to end, not manage, to end homelessness in Johnson County, to address the issue that there is a lack of affordable housing, and to create a mental health crisis stabilization center. These are all related. They trickle right back into our mission and our vision that we will equip people to make a difference in the world. And we need to demonstrate that. So please, please make time on your calendar to do this. And I'm going to show you, if you want to know all the details, because I know some of you do, you can get a brochure that has everything you want to know about that night from Reverend Eileen or from our Leadership Council Chair, Angela, who just stepped out of the room, but she's here. After service today, also you can get a ticket from anyone who is one of the team leads. They will have a ticket, but go ahead and ask Reverend Eileen or Angela for your ticket today. If you don't have a ticket, you can still go there. A ticket's at the door. It is a free event, but what this does, it lets them track who is coming from what congregation. So you want to make sure that your ticket has UCOP written on it. We have committed to taking 68 people. That's us and friends and family. So if you know of any friend or family that would be interested in this, it's the power of our collective voice that will make the difference at this event. All right, so let's do it. I'll see you there.
And now let's join together in speaking the joint vision statement of the Unity Movement. A world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening.
Thank you, Laura and Ellis and Reverend Jackie. And thank you, Millie.
We didn't get a chance to talk about this, but I'm going to read first. And you're going to give me a little in the garden, in the background, and then we're going to go full on. All right. Okay, so now we'll open the curtains. You didn't hear that? It's in the script. Here I am following the script. Who would? Fred's like, really? You're telling me it's in the script? This is our book today. When the Heart Waits by Sue Monk Kidd. And it is, oh my goodness. Speaking of 84 days and 5 days, every chapter is 84 years. It is an incredible piece of writing that if you have, I know you are already transformed, and we're just in chapter 3 of the small groups that's working with this book. If you don't have this on your shelf, I invite you to make the opportunity for you that is in this book. So from chapter 3, from the false self to true self. These questions were on my mind one warm March evening as I sat on my daughter's bed, braiding her hair into an intricate, silky cord. Earlier, she'd been teaching me her dance steps for the spring recital. We'd held hands, twirling gracefully around her bedroom, dancing to the rise and fall of our own laughing. Now, we were silent as I wove her hair back and forth through my fingers. Suddenly, the wind chimes began to play a song from the patio. Ting, ting, ting. What's that, Mama? She asked. Let's go see, I suggested. As we walked outside, I held on to her hair, afraid that all my efforts at braiding would unravel. Purple shadows crisscrossed the garden. In the twilight, 4 new daffodils were swaying in the breeze, moving with the melody of the chimes. I thought back to the December day I'd laid the bulbs in the earth, leaving them to wait. A novice in the garden, I'd buried the bulbs nearly a foot deep. Good grief, a few inches would have been sufficient, a gardener friend told me later. Knowing that, I had wondered whether the daffodils would even come up. But here they were, nodding at me. As Anne and I gazed at them, I was struck by how extraordinary their feat really was. Those delicate shoots breaking through the soil, through all the darkness I'd heaped on them. I wondered if that was the same mystery going on in the soil of my own life. Was there a truer, more whole self buried in me under layers of heaped darkness? Was I being asked to break through the layers of my false selves and let the true self emerge? The sound floated again through the dusk. Ting, ting, ting. What is that, Mama? Anne repeated. I smiled. I wanted to tell my daughter that it was more than she could ever imagine, this sound. It wasn't just wind striking the chimes under the eaves. It was a waiting song, a song about what is deep and wholly pressing to the light.
I come to the garden alone, while the dew is still on the roses, and the voice I hear falling on my ear, the Son of God discloses. For he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. She speaks, and the sound of her voice is so sweet that the birds hush their singing, and the melody that God gave to me within my heart is ringing, and she walks with me, and she talks with me, and she tells me I am her own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. Let us walk with God. Let us talk with God. Let us know that we are God's own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever
Wow. Thank you, Millie. Thank you, Fred, for taking us through that journey. In the garden of your soul. 2 weeks ago, I used the book, The Light Maker's Manifesto, and that was an exploration of how we are light makers, right? How we show up in the world and connect with the world around us. And today's chapter, in When the Heart Waits, is about soul making. And soul making is what happens in the inner terrain. And so this is a very sacred topic because it is, just as she sang to us, the experience of coming to the garden alone. Except who meets us there? The presence of God that is always and already woven into the depths of our soul. Meister Eckhart called it the God seed that is woven into the depths of our soul, and our experience of becoming a fully expressed spiritual and human being is a cracking open of that seed. Because every seed is covered with a shell that must crack open for the kernel inside to transform. And this is our experience of becoming. And boy, it ain't for the faint of heart, is it? Some days, it seems to happen without our even noticing. And there are other days where we wonder if it will ever happen. There are some days when we are in the pain of cracking open, the pain of transformation, where everything seems to be uprooted, turned upside down in our lives and in our understanding. So our spiritual work becomes the opportunity to stand in faith and to be in the waiting. Just like those daffodil bulbs that were planted so far beneath the surface of the earth. But in the waiting of winter, they adapted and they were able to shoot up and break the surface and to become who they were designed to become, those daffodils nodding in the garden. I recently had some new grass planted about 3-4 weeks ago. The same day, the neighbors across the street planted some grass. Guess whose came up? Not mine. Not mine. Theirs. Green, beautiful, vibrant, and here I stood watering the dirt every morning, every night, and it's just dirt. Well, last week we had some rain, and up came the grass. Now I'm worried that it's too much rain. I don't know, but I'm like, it's grass in the Midwest. Surely it knows what to do with all this rain. But there's a waiting, and that was just a few weeks, and it was grass across the sidewalk, so technically it's not even my grass. But how do we fall into the trappings of time when it's matters of the heart and the soul, and we wait, watering what we think will never come to fruition, or we give up because we think it's not going to happen? So the author in this chapter, coming from our false self to our true self, uses this metaphor, which I read from that chapter about the daffodils being planted, but she continues to talk about how soul making is that work in the garden of our soul. And that we come to it, and this was very curious to me because she said, we come to it and it's just plain. There's nothing in it. And I'm like, well, you said there was God in it. So there's something, yes. But the decorating of the garden, the way we cultivate it, what we plant in it, what we allow to grow in it, is ours for the choosing. You get to choose your purple flowers. You get to choose your vegetables or your squash. You get to choose trees, hydrangea bushes, cactus. It is yours to cultivate and to allow. And what do we know about gardens? What else grows in gardens? Weeds, thorns, briar. Hildegard of Bingen said that it is ours to tend to our gardens, the gardens of our soul, and to uproot useless grasses, thorns, and briars, so that we can reveal the natural beauty of God that is already glistening in the soil. The voice of a mystic. That is our every opportunity. So how are you tending to the garden of your soul? That's the question for today. And what is this about the false self? What is this about the false self? Because you know how we identify a weed? The definition of a weed, as has been taught to me by a gardener, is anything you don't want growing in your garden. To someone else, it may be a beautiful flower. But if you don't want it in your garden, it is a weed that must be uprooted and removed. Oh. Wow, so you really get to decorate your own garden. And so the false self are the weeds that have been planted by other people. How many of you can think of a time in your life when you went in a direction that was not really the direction you wanted to go in, but you felt like you had to, or you ought to, or you were convinced by someone else that this was the thing you had to do? Some people live their whole lives like that. Some people are just kind of intermittent people pleasers. But it's a way that we allow weeds to grow in the garden of our own soul. The masks that we wear. This is the work of the ego mind. And in this book, I love how she works with the ego. She says the ego is necessary. It is necessary for our experience of wholeness. And she compares it to houseplants that grow towards the window. Why? Light. And they grow even pressing themselves against the window pane. And she says that the ego is the window pane. It is a filter, right, between true self and the divine. Not that God is outside of us, It is within, it's all in the same cosmos. So this is all the inner terrain of the soul, this house. And what happens is when the ego, where things go wrong, is when the ego becomes egocentric. When the ego over-identifies with itself and forgets that you are God's self. When the ego becomes egocentric, that window pane darkens, and we get disconnected from the light that is within us. Isn't that beautiful? That really makes it easy. And when we consider that that is the cosmos within us, we aren't putting God outside of us that we have to get closer to. We're already there. But it's a really useful analogy for how we habituate with our ego. So how do we use our ego to identify with a false self? Can you think of an example in your life? And are you like, I'm not really sure what that means? Well, the masks we wear. And you can turn to any fairy tale, literally any Disney movie, any story. They're filled with archetypes, and this is why we tell these stories. They have power because they are relatable, because we begin to see ourselves in the characters in these stories. So the author even uses examples of Rapunzel, right? The damsel in distress, perpetual victim waiting for someone else to come and fix. That's a mask we might wear. The Wizard of Oz, rich, 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 with character. The Tin Man, the Tin Woodsman, cut off from his heart, feeling that he is without love. Chicken Little, the sky is falling, is wounded, and comes to believe that the world is not a kind place and must warn everyone with their fear, and has not stopped to truly understand what the experience was. These are masks that we wear. We give names like the overachiever, the martyr, the scapegoat. These are ways that we identify or have been identified, maybe in your family system or in your social group, maybe in your workplace, at school, the class clown, the nerd, the geek, the jock, the tough guy who must not be vulnerable in any way. These are the masks that we wear. These are the false selves. Now, the ego has a job, a very important job. Again, we cannot function without it. We cannot experience our wholeness without it, because the ego is how we consciously identify ourselves. It's our personality, right? It's your name and how you show up in the world. And it's important because you are human. We cannot deny that. We can't get out of it, sorry. But it's a beautiful thing because that one holy presence in the world has chosen to express itself as you and you. So you want to become very familiar with that flavor of God that is moving as you. But when that ego becomes egocentric and becomes over-identified with those labels, those masks, those projections, things start to go wrong. We lose touch with our own divinity, with our own true wholeness, because it becomes lopsided. Now we only understand our humanity and we forget to embrace our divinity. I was reading on Facebook someone talking about a pond that they had outside their home with fish in it, and they went out one day, and the fish, there had been a catastrophic event that affected every fish in the pond, and they were asking what could have caused this. The water's fine, I take good care of him, everything has seemed fine, what would cause this? And so there were lots of ideas, things I never thought about. Blow off from a nearby field being sprayed with pesticides, landing in the pond. Even the neighbor maybe spraying pesticides on their lawn. Someone, of course, intentionally polluting the water. Maybe some kind of fungus or algae got into the water. And as I was preparing for this talk, I was thinking that's what happens to us. We become overcome by someone else's input, pollution, poison. It can have a catastrophic effect on our ego experience, on how we connect with our own divinity. but we have the medicine. We have the medicine within us to right side ourselves and our connection with our ego. So the solution and the antidote given in this chapter is to name those false selves, to look at them. See, some of us try to hide from them or deny them, or like, if I don't talk about it, you won't see it, right? We're looking at you, right? And you're looking at yourself. So if we are able to name these masks, and the question she asked that I love is your mask stuck to your face? Man, that'll kick you. Is your mask stuck to your face? Have you become so identified with it that you don't even know who you are without it? This happens with birth order all the time. You'll hear it in conversation. I'm the baby of the family. I'm looking at a couple of them over there. I'm the oldest in the family, therefore, I know what's best for all of my siblings. The middle child, do we have any in the room? Yeah. Always forgotten, overlooked, hand-me-downs. Yeah? We become over-identified with those projections and those experiences. And there's no shame in that, right? We're human. And it's how we come to know ourselves in the world before we can really understand what it means to do this deep soul work and this deep cultivation of our own inner divinity. But at least in this space, we are grown-ups, right? And we can choose which masks we want to wear. And maybe we need to choose a specific mask for a specific situation, and that's okay. As long as we know it, we're doing it consciously, and we aren't letting it become an over-identification, and we do not let that mask get stuck to our face. In this chapter, the author quotes from Arthur Miller's After the Fall. I had the same dream each night that I had a child, and even in the dream, I saw that the child was my life, and it was an idiot, and I ran away. Until I thought, if I could kiss it, perhaps I could rest. And I bent to its broken face, and it was horrible. But I kissed it. I think one must finally take one's life in one's arms. Oh. Like you hold a baby. Can you take your life in your arms? And look at the mask that might be stuck on your face and gently remove it. Kiss that baby face that is you, that is your soul. Hold it gently and be your own medicine, because you are the bearer of truth, because the truth is in you as that God seed. So how will you cultivate that garden of your soul? How will you nourish it with holy water? How will you let pollutants from around you come in and spoil your inner soil? Or how will you protect it? How will you be so gentle and tend to this garden of your soul? We don't just go in and pull things out all willy-nilly and roughly, because then things that we want to leave in might come out. Or we might accidentally pull the wrong thing all the way out. So we are gentle, we are firm, we are intentional, and we are clear. What belongs here and what can be released. What helps my wellness, my wholeness, my highest expression, and what hinders it, what kills the life in me. And how can I be the medicine? How can I be the nourishment, the food, the nutrient for my own soul, while still knowing who I am and holding my ego self gently and in affirmation that I have a perfect right to my personality, that I am a unique and particular flavor of the divine that the world needs. And so we don't put just any herb in any meal, do we? We're intentional. So if you feel like you aren't the right flavor for a particular circumstance, move. Because there is a place and a space for you. And we can know that because you are here. We can know that you have purpose because you are here. You didn't arrive, some soul floating out. Here I am, a baby human. Oops. That may be the story of your human life, but that is not the story and the truth of your soul. You are here by intention for a purpose and on purpose. So let this be the medicine for us today as we tend to the garden of our soul and move into our time of meditation. Bless you.
In the presence of the Lord, in the presence of the true, all is here, all is whole, all is well, all is well. In the presence of one, in the presence of the true, all is healed, all is whole, all is well, all is well.
I invite you to relax. I invite you to go within. We will tend to our garden with the breath of life. We will breathe into the presence. We will breathe into the awareness of the presence within us, of our communion with that presence. So relax. Let's take a deep breath in and out. One. A deep breath in and out. A deep breath in and out.
3,
A deep breath in, out.
4,
And continuing at this pace, out.
5,
In, out.
6,
In, out.
7,
Relaxing in, out.
8,
Life in, release out.
9,
Breath in and out.
10,
Breath in, out.
11,
Deep breath in and out.
12,
Breathing love in, release.
13,
Breathing life in, release.
14,
Breath in, out.
15,
Breath in, out.
16,
Presence in, out.
17, 18,
And out.
19,
And in, and out.
20,
In, out.
21,
In, out.
22,
In, out.
23,
Keep it going. Out.
24,
Present to my body and out.
25,
Breath of life in, out.
26,
All one in, out.
27,
I am life in, out.
28,
In, out.
29,
In, out.
30,
In, out.
31,
In, out.
32,
In, out.
33,
Now deeply in and out fully.
34,
And in deeply and out fully.
35,
And in and release.
36. The breath of life, always moving in and out, whether we notice or not. Always present. The breath does not exist in the past, nor does it exist in the future. It is always now. And it is with this simplicity, this ease, this grace, that we allow the God seed in us to crack open, to transform, to change every structure and infrastructure in the heart and in the soul as it grows into manifestation. You are the becoming. And insofar as you bring your awareness to this becoming, you are the medicine. You are the nutrient. You are the oxygen. You are the water. You are the sunlight and the soil. You are the fertilizer. You are the inhale and the exhale. And so we give resistance to this truth. We give faith to this truth. We give wisdom, love, understanding, grace, peace to this truth. We give care and kindness, compassion, empathy. We give kiss to this truth, to the becoming that is you. And for the ways that your mask has been stuck to your face, or that you have worn one mask after another until it is worn out, we offer forgiveness of soul, of fear, of doubt, of shame, of anything that has darkened the pane of your ego window, that has kept you from the truth of your divinity. Forgiveness, grace, mercy, love, acceptance. You are here on purpose, for a purpose. You are divine, you are beauty, magnificence. You are, in the most holy way, unbelievable. Life, miracle. Today's daily word, inner peace. I call upon the infinite peace of God within. I find peace in the beauty around me. A clear day, flowers swaying in the breeze, a gently flowing stream, all reveal the presence of God and reflect my inner nature. Lasting peace resides within my mind and heart. If that peace is temporarily disturbed, if I am feeling out of sorts about my life or the situation of a dear one, I draw upon my strength and stability by turning away from outer circumstances and going within. I quiet the chatter of my mind, perhaps thinking of one of my peaceful places, imagining the breeze caressing my face. The gentleness of the trickling stream. In this quiet state, I connect with my source and begin to feel a settling calmness. I consider my life from this higher perspective and remain centered and serene no matter what is happening in my life or in the world. From John 20:26, peace be with you, dear one. The stillness of your inner terrain, of your soul's garden, is yours to tend, is yours to cultivate, to decorate, to enjoy, to put up a hammock and take a nap, to take a walk, to breathe in the fragrance that will not cause an allergic reaction. What is pure joy, inspiration, magnificence. It is you. It is the interface of you and the divine. always moving, breathing, living, having its being in you. It is the place of possibility, creativity. And in this space, we yield to the work and the bounty of love. Knowing that all is well.
In the presence of the one, in the presence of the truth, all is healed, all is whole, all is well, all is well. All is well.
The one word that was spoken, and then I felt it resonate throughout all of the message that Reverend Jackie shared, was that word cultivate, and how it is a choice. And one thing that I've been witness to in this ministry for many, many years is the choice that's been made by you over and over and over again to cultivate a consciousness of prosperity. And prosperity that takes form in so many different ways, whether it is the time that you offer, the gifts you share through volunteering, or the financial support that you offer as well, that enables us to do all that we wish to do in furtherance of our mission. And so this last Sunday of April just happens to be the last Sunday of our fiscal year. And so every month when the Leadership Council comes together, one thing is always on their agenda is a celebration of prosperity in all the ways that it is made evidence in this ministry by you. And so as we prepare to receive our financial gifts for this morning, I just wanted to give you a very special time of gratitude and appreciation and inspiration for all that you have done to make this year just so prosperous from a financial perspective as well. And one of the joys that we have because of that is when we pay forward through a tithing program to share our financial gifts far beyond these four walls. And so this month, I wanted to let you know so that we can hold these organizations in our hearts when we bless our gifts, is that the tithes are going to be shared with Unity South Central Region, which is a part of where we are and the many gifts that they offer to us, and also to the Foster Adopt Connect organization here in Kansas City that works to bring children and families together that are moving through the fostering process. And so if you have a tangible gift in your hand, or you're holding it in your hearts, or you've got your smartphones out, would you join with me in blessing all of the prosperity and abundance that this ministry has to give and to receive by sharing these words together? Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am joy-filled and grateful.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. What a blessing, as always. Whew. I'm going to be singing that song all week, huh? Let's do it. All right. So we have our last Sunday of April. So we are recognizing our platform assistants as our spotlighted volunteer group. If you serve as a platform assistant, please stand up so we can show you our love and appreciation. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all you do to help make our services interesting, fun, and danceful. Danceful, that's a new word. All right, so next Saturday, the men's group will meet, Saturday, May 4th, Star Wars Day. Okay, for those of you who know, May 4th, 9 o'clock at Lenexa Public Library. All right, so if you have any questions, contact Jim Crabtree, the guy at the camera. Yep. For that, now let's all join together and speak our mission statement. Here we go, from the heart. Unity Church of Overland Park transforms lives and empowers people to make a difference in the world. Yes, we do. Next week, I'll be working from the book Creative Flow by Jenny Han, who many of you may know. She's a well-known Unity artist from the Kansas City area. She's actually going to be here. I was thinking, wait, I know this author. Let's bring her in. So she will join me on the platform, and we'll have questions from her small group, maybe. And you're going to love it. It's all about creativity, and we're going to focus on chapters 7 and 8, Burst and Bloom. And we have not only Willis White, we also have Envy, because it's the Cinco de Mayo. Come on. So we will have a great experience of music as well. And I'm going to tell you right now, the first 2 songs are in Spanish, but that's it. Just the first 2. And you're going to love them. So don't panic when you hear the first 2, all right? So if you get here next week and you see your neighbor who wasn't here today panicking, it's okay. The rest will be in English, and you're not going to have to sing in Spanish, okay? All right, unless you want to. Okay, let's welcome in our kids.
Can you come over? We've lost our 2 big kids. Good morning, everybody. We had quite the crew today. We had Achilles and Isaac, and they were practicing their creativity. We were all practicing our creativity this morning. Okay, do you want to go sit down? Okay, all right, figuring out some logistics up here. So we made balloon faces, and they were kind of going everywhere around our room back here. We had Bob and Bob Jr., and they had unfortunate accidents.
It wasn't an accident, it was on purpose.
Oh, okay. But if you would please stand for our final song. Thank you. All right, let's go back.
And the pure light
I invite you to turn to your neighbor with a warm handshake or a hug, whatever feels good between you, and you may move around the room and greet each other and spread that light and that love.
May the long-time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on.
And now join me in the prayer for protection right where you are. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well. For there is a force of love in the universe that holds us fast and will never let us go. Bless you.